Is it better to be liked than it is to be right? This question alone has really helped me in my personal and professional life, and I have a quite embarrassing story about how I learned the hard way that oftentimes it is way better to be liked than it is to be right. You see, back in high school, I was way more of a know-it-all than I am now. I was just very curious. I love to Google and research things and watch weird niche YouTube videos about how things work and all sorts of fun stuff that a normal high schooler would definitely be doing. So I had a lot of like useless knowledge in my brain, and I vividly remember this situation in which two friends, we were in a group, I think like in someone's basement or living room, and two of my friends were passionately debating a topic, and it was very entertaining. Everyone was laughing and watching them like go back and forth about why they believe they are right and explaining it, and it was a lot of fun. Well, Mr. Vibe Killer over here spoke up and was just like, well, actually, here's why both of you are wrong, and here's the nuance of the situation, and blah blah blah. And I will never forget the look they both gave me. It was like their entire wind was sucked out of them. The entire vibe of the room was just destroyed. They just looked at me like, oh, okay, thanks for, that makes sense, I guess. And then it was awkward for like the next few minutes. I mean, it wasn't that huge big of a deal, but it still was seared in my head of like, why did you even have to speak up? Like, it's totally okay to let them be wrong. This is more about entertainment rather than about like actually talking about the facts and who's right and who's wrong. But this actually applies to so much in my life. Like, I remind myself in my head so many times, like, damn, it is better to be liked than it is to be right. In obviously some situations this is not the case, but the vast majority, especially when you're dealing with like personal issues, or oftentimes people just want to vent or share their idea and they want you to like have fun with their idea and be passionate with them rather than being like, well, actually that's not going to work because blah 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 blah. So if you're like me and you're very logical and you're very analytical, it's really important to remind yourself that a lot of times it is way better to be liked than it is to be right.